1024, and today I'm reviewing Season 1 of Dagashi Kashi. So, yeah, if you've seen my other anime reviews here on my YouTube channel, then you basically know what I do. I talk about the anime, then talk about the characters, what I liked or what I didn't like about the anime. And for this review, I'm gonna be getting a little bit 18 plus, a little bit of adult, because there's some jokes in there that I want to talk about that I found funny, that kind of caught me off guard, and I ended up laughing my ass off because of them. So let's get started with the characters. So basically, I want to talk about the dad, Yo, and that's his name, Yo. He basically has this cheap sweets candy store that he runs, and he's obviously wanting his son to take over as the eighth or ninth owner of the shop, because it's passed down from son to son, from father to son, and that's basically what he wants to do. Only his son doesn't want to do that. He wants to draw anime or manga, and basically Yo, the dad of, he's really the only adult, really, in Season 1. I mean, okay, there's a few other adults when they have that festival, but they're only in like one episode, so I ain't counting you. Anyways, Yo, the dad, basically, he seems like he's a kid at heart, You see him eat this little ramen called Baby Star Ramen, and his dad has like a YouTube channel or whatever that he uploads food reviews on and stuff, because his son ended up finding out that his dad was doing a food review at like 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the freaking morning. And his dad has like nobody watching the stuff or whatever on his YouTube or whatever he was making those food reviews on. So yeah, that's Yo. He kind of comes in at random. He's not seen too much in the anime. I mean, here and there, but he's mostly out doing whatever he's doing. So let's move on from father to son. Talk about Kokonotsu, or Coconuts as he's called. Obviously, I'm not saying last names because, I mean, I could say their last names, but anyways. So I just talked about Yo. Let's talk about Kokonotsu, or as I said, Coconuts. This guy over here, he should be. So he is Yo's son, and like I said, he wants to make his own manga and anime and stuff like that. He has absolutely no interest in running his dad Yo's Dagashi shop. Although, when his dad Yo isn't, around the shop, he is seen, just sitting in there, kind of keeping an eye on the store, even though he's not really doing anything. He's always looking bored, because it's not what he wants to do. And, actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about their shop, too, before I move on to the other 3 characters of Season 1. Basically, their shop has, a lot of different cheap sweet snacks, or dagashi. They also sell these, like, toys, these, like, model cars or whatever, and those other types of toys that you, like, put together and stuff that come in that thing, and they're all, like, I don't know what really they're called, but if you know what I'm talking about, it's like a thing like this, and there's, like, all these, like, parts that are, like, there, and you just pop them off of it, those types of things. Anybody, know what I'm talking about. And it seems like Yo and Kokonotsu's their shop doesn't do too well, selling out the candy. because almost nobody is in it except for Yo or Kokonotsu or the other three characters. I mean, you see these like other kids like come in like for a few minutes. This one episode, you know, and that's really about it. They basically live upstairs from or where their little shop is, you know, in the same building. And there's like a little bench outside that they sit by, and there's like a one of those ice machines, like, you know, with all that ice in it. I had some probably bags of ice, obviously. And that's kind of their little storehouse combination thing. And yeah, and there's not much else to say about their shop, but anyways, I guess that'd be the first time I talked about a location in anime. But anyway, well, not including my Azumanga Daioh, the animation review. So let's go from location to character and talk about the next three. Okay, so basically the next character I'm going to talk about is, well, one of two of the girls in season 1 of Dagashi Kashi. She has this kind of purplish hair and whatnot. She has these crazy blue eyes that just have like, it's just like they go deeper and deeper, you know, when you look at her eyes. But her name's Hotaru Shidare. Of course, I should have said, well, Yo and Kokonotsu, their last name is Shidaka or whatever the hell you pronounce their fucking name. And Hotaru basically comes from the city or whatever, and, you know, she's trying to find someone to work for her or whatever, and she figures, well, she could get Kokonotsu's dad, Yo, to go work for her, but only if Kokonotsu agrees to be the next owner of his dad's shop, his Dagashi shop. And like I said before, Kokonotsu's like, I don't want to do this, man. I want to draw manga, you know, do some anime stuff. And he has no interest in doing it, but Hotaru, you know, she tries to be persistent and tries to, you know, somehow make Kokonotsu say that he will run his dad's Dagashi shop. And, you know, she attempts like crazy. When I first was watching the first few episodes, I was like, damn, this Hotaru chick's just like batshit insane, man. You know, she's like really just like off the wall, bouncing around, you know, just like crazy, you know. And she seems to have a lot of knowledge about different snacks and stuff like that. And that's another thing throughout the anime. They are seen trying a new snack throughout the episodes and whatnot. Another thing, though, the like the title of the episode seems to happen almost always midway to almost the end of the anime episode, and I don't know why. That's weird. I mean, I know some intros play like after, you know, a little bit of the anime went on and showed them what's going to happen, and then it's like the anime, you know, intro, and then back to the episode. Or some animes have the intro first, and then the actual anime comes on, like the actual episode. But yeah, that's another thing. Like I said, I end up trying a bunch of different Dagashi, and Hotaru's always like giving out facts, like, oh, did you know this? Oh, and speaking about another thing, I kind of need to get to the other female characters so that way I can talk about this other thing, so let me go ahead and do that. So, the other female character, her name is Saya Endo. Now, comparing how she looks to Hotaru, well, I have to get a little bit 18 plus, so adult related here. Basically, Hotaru has big tits.
Ooh, naughty!
Saya, on the other hand, they're kind of small.
Now let's keep it fair,
You know,
have some fun, shall we?
So, yeah, and there's another kind of joke in the one episode of Dagashi Kashi where Kokonotsu is drawing both Hotaru and Saya, and, well, I kind of have to go to the next character so I can explain this too, but basically, when he drew this, he's at Saya and her brother To's cafe, and called Cafe Endo, or Endo Cafe, whichever it is, and To, Saya's brother, Kokonotsu's friend and classmate, is looking at it. He's like, no, man, you got this all wrong. Here. And then he's just like, and hopefully I put a picture up there overlapping this part of where I'm talking. So, and basically, To is just, scribbling down and, changing it up what Kokonotsu had. And then he's like, here. And it says, her breasts are small. Her breasts are big.
Ooh, naughty!
And it shows Saya on the left side of the page and Hotaru on the right side. And of course, that episode, Kokonotsu ends up forgetting his notebook at the cafe. Saya's there, obviously, cleaning up like usual. And she ends up finding it, she ends up looking at it, and then, Kokonotsu ends up going back and getting it, and Saya's like, what the hell is this supposed to mean? And he's like, oh shit. He's like, yeah, well, about that, I didn't draw that. Oh, and the part where I was talking about, towards the end of the anime episodes, they always show both Hotaru over on the right and Saya over on the left, and they have this video that's playing, showing, like, the Dagashi that they tried within the episode or whatever, and they're in these like little chibi forms or whatever, and it's funny because they're just moving kind of funny, and then they kind of have close-ups on them, and they're like, like that, and then after that, obviously the episode ends after that, and basically, yeah, To, he kind of wears his tropical shirt, I forgot to mention. Usually pants. He's always seen wearing those dark black glasses. He almost never takes them off, even at night. In that one episode, he still has his glasses, like his sunglasses, on. And I'm not sure why, though. I guess he's just too cool to take them off. Although it's seen in the intro, or shown, in the intro, that he actually, he lifts his glasses up, and you actually get to see his eyes when, him and Kokonotsu are standing next to each other in the intro opening of Dagashi Kashi, and, he's To's showing Kokonotsu this, basically Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition book, and, Saya comes over, and whatnot. The intro's pretty cool, too, they're, riding on these, those types of wooden, like those lightweight wooden planes or whatever that you're taking, you throw it like that, and they just go through the air, and they just land like that. The outro, actually, song, is actually pretty cool. Hey, Calorie Queen. It actually makes you want to get up and dance to it, I know I'm kind of going off topic here. I haven't even talked about poor Saya, though. She really likes Kokonotsu, obviously, they've been friends since they were kids. That's what the episodes explain, a few of them do. They do more than just stay in the town. Like I said, they go to this one festival, and they, do other stuff, other than just staying around there. There's the part where To was playing with these this candy that tells you like an X or an O, and he's having like a really good day, a really bad day, and he's like, well, I want to see some girls' panties, and of course Hotaru happens to come by and sees what they're doing or whatever, and then she just walks away, and then she kind of jumps, and then camera pans in, and they're like, yeah, man, we saw it, Of course, there's the other part where Hotaru completely falls into the fucking rice paddy because she's looking at this one candy or whatever, and she gets all muddy and stuff. I think Toe also kind of has a crush on Hotaru. I know Kokonotsu probably does. Um, it's funny because you know, Toe's in the her Saya's brother. You know, he's in the cafe. He has to go to the bathroom, and he doesn't know Hotaru's back there. You know, showering or whatever. So basically, he gets to see her without no clothes on. You know, he's just like, ah, you know. And then, of course, Saya ends up, like, kicking him or punching him, and he falls to the ground. And that part was funny. Um, there's actually a lot of, like I said, a lot of adult jokes. Like, there's the part where Hotaru wants to be an adult with Kokonotsu. She's like, oh, so do you want to be an adult? And he's like, huh? You know, he thought she was meaning doing really, you know, dirty stuff together. Um, and no, in fact, she meant like trying this one like drink that was like fake beer. You know, that was like cream soda or whatever, or orange flavor. And somehow she got drunk off of it. I don't know how. You know, and she's like, I want another beer or another glass of beer. Of course, there's the part where she wants to test Kokonotsu's knowledge of Dagashi, and she suggests being tied up and blindfolded, which is implying that Hotaru is one kinky chick. You know, and she was basically getting excited that Kokonotsu was tying her hands behind her back and putting a blindfold over her eyes in, you know, Kokonotsu's dad's shop. And there's this part where he takes this really big pink Dagashi thing, which is a real thing, by the way. And he ends up putting it in her mouth, and she kind of, you know, chokes on it. I mean, if you can get what I'm getting at, then, well, you know, and there's a lot of innuendo in there, too, for that episode. She is holding this thing in her hand, and she says, it's boob ice cream, because it looks like, a boob. And Kokonotsu is like, no, I've always called that bomb ice cream. And he's like, why the hell are you calling it a boob? He's like, well, I get it. It looks like a boob with it, you know. And she said, okay. And she ends up throwing one to him. And he ends up, you know, ripping it and just goes all over his face. And she's basically deliberately held the ice cream in her hand so that way it would, you know, soften. So she threw it at him really fast, and then he ripped it open and just, you know. And then the next basically bit goes to where she and him are having the argument of whether it's called bomb ice cream or boob ice cream. And she said, what's wrong with saying boobs? You know, she's like, boobity, boobity, boobity. And he's like, boobity, boobity, boobity. And it shows him looking at her tits. And then she ends up taking the ice cream too, because there's like this part where you rip on it, like to rip it open or whatever. And she rips it and she just goes, and it's just like, it shows different shots of the ice cream just going all over her face. And then the camera pans down and, you know, her shirt's a little bit soaked and, you know, it's got like this white stuff on it, you know, the ice cream. And, you know, if you get the adult joke there, and if you're a dirty-minded person, then you'll think, obviously, oh, that's not ice cream. Hey, can we get an ooh naughty in here? Like a couple, please. This isn't going to be a dirty segment in my video if I don't do it. So let's put an ooh naughty in there real quick. A couple of them, please, and thank you.
Ooh, naughty. Ooh, naughty.
All right, that's better. Oh, right. And there's that whole train part where she was talking to him about, lemonade or whatever, and they were waiting on the train because they missed it or whatever. And then she said that she can suck on it. And he's like, whoa. And she's talking about what I think she's talking about, you know. And she's like, oh, I got something you could suck on too. And he's like, what? Really? You know, his mind's just like going 30. He's like, wow, really? She's going to let me do this right here? And we're the only ones here? She's going to let me do this? He's like, yes, this is going to be awesome. And then she hands him this kombu seaweed snack, and he's like, oh, that's not what you meant. Yeah, he gets pretty excited too about stuff. Also, there's the part where she's ate so much Dagashi that she has a fucking giant mouth ulcer, and you know, she goes into Kokonotsu's shop and Saya's, and they're just hanging out, and you know, Hotaru eats this thing called watapachi. It's like this cotton candy or whatever that has like these little things that pop, kind of like pop rocks, pop rockets or whatever they're called, you know, little bag. And she ends up eating them, and Saya's like, no, Hotaru, don't eat it. And she's just like, ah, and then just pops. She's like, oh my god, they're probably right on my ulcer, and she was getting off to it. And then after that little bit, of course, Saya's like, she's like, you're one kinky chick.
You go, girl!
And of course, Hotaru's mouth ulcer like grows because you know, she's not running around being a pest like usually to anybody. And Saya and Kokonotsu go over to her house, and you know, Kokonotsu brought all this Dagashi with him and whatnot, and she ends up being possessed or whatever. And you know, there's a part where he's like laying back like this, and he has this Dagashi in his hands, and she's right on his lap, and she's in this like one-piece pajamas, and Saya's trying to pull her off of him, and if he pauses at the right time, well, you know, it looks a bit about threesome.
Ooh, naughty!
Sorry. What? And was that it? Oh yeah, there was also the other part, not adult related, but where she was in Kokonotsu's shop, and there was this pickled like daikon radish or whatever. She put it in this rice that was Kokonotsu and his dad's, because she went in there and helped herself. I hate when people do that, you know. And she's like, I do believe this here be a daikon radish, and she had that southern accent, kind of like with the character Osaka in Azumanga Daioh, the animation. Is there any other dirty bit? I'm pretty sure there's a dirty bit in episode 12, because I'm on episode 11. Well, actually, I need to watch episode 12. I'm pretty sure, because I saw a few gifs that something's going to happen between Hotaru and Saya there. I'll put the gif there so you can see what I'm talking about. I think that's pretty much it. Anyways, so if you enjoyed this video of mine, and make sure you click subscribe. Make sure you hit that little bell icon too, by the way. And you click up there to copy paste the URL to Facebook or Twitter or whatever you use, you know. I probably should have mentioned you should have probably grabbed yourself some snacks. Those are good, by the way. Don't worry, I got the chocolate ones with me here and here, but probably not going to eat them on the review. So, I'd probably give Dagashi Kashi season 1 a 10 out of 10. Even though I don't review these anime to give them a whatever out of 10. But, you can also follow me on my social medias listed below in the description of my video, or on my video, I should say. Or you can go over to my channel's About tab to, you know, follow me there too. If you scroll all the way down, it'll say links, and my links will be in blue. And if you click on one of them, it'll redirect you to whatever you clicked on. Oh yeah, and be sure to turn on all of your notifications on your YouTube app if you use that too, you know. Oh yeah, this was a premiere. This was all pre-edited, pre-recorded on April 20th, 2021. So it's not live stream. You can check down here and it'll say premiered April 20th, 2021. Of course, there's other animes I got to review too. So, anyways, I'll see you. Thanks for watching.